Hey everybody, welcome back. Man, I know it's been a little bit of time and I think it's going to drive me crazy. But anyways, it's good to be back. A lot of stuff's been going on, a lot of time in prayer and, just seeking God and Jesus. The crazy thing about it is a few weeks ago, when I was in prayer, the Father told me, he said, you know, life should be a mirror image of Him. When you look in the mirror, if you're not seeing Him and you're just seeing yourself, there's problems with this. I've been, in the past videos, I've been going back and reading and just listening to reading comments and listening to the videos, and again, repentance. It's He keeps calling for it. It's time to examine ourselves. It's time to get into the Word and apply the Word to our lives. It's amazing how we look at life and how we look at ourselves. And, so many people like to point the finger at other people and, it's always somebody else's fault. But reality is, it's, if you choose to listen to a one-sided relationship and not listen to the whole entire facts, then you've already passed judgment. And God's warning people right now to stop passing judgment. It doesn't really matter to me what people say anymore and what people do. Is there a motive? Is there a hidden motive somewhere in there? Are you trying to come up with something about somebody? I don't know. There's been a lot of stuff said on these videos and a lot of things that I just, it's a lot of hate, but there's a lot of love. There's more love anymore than hate, and I'm very appreciative of all of you, honestly. Um, you know, coming back on here, there's a lot of stuff that's going through my mind. There's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna be pouring back out in these videos. Met some interesting people. Well, I've been off of here and talking to different people on different sites, and some people don't even have their own channel, but I've been talking to them. I actually went to dinner with the person, and his wife. It was actually, it was his wife, him, Darlene, and myself, and very interesting conversations. And it's like, there was I had a lot of. Maybe if I just turn it off for a bit, I wonder if you still can see. There we go. And it's like, I had a lot of ideas, and the same as I had with many people, just kind of getting together, like once a week and doing a Zoom thing and just talking about what the Lord's been doing and the events that are taking place. And I don't know, it just keeps crashing. It's like, instead I'm getting the hate, the hate of, pardon, of I'll do a Zoom with you because you're making me look stupid. No, first of all, I can't make anybody look stupid, okay? Second of all, I don't have the power to make you unhappy. I don't have the power to make you happy. I don't have the power to make you do something you don't want to do. Growing up, I had the options in life, what I was going to do and what I wasn't going to do, but I decided to do whatever it was that piqued my interest. I don't blame anybody. I don't blame anybody from any chemical I put in my body, any bottle I held up to my mouth. I never blamed anybody, nor will I today. So it's kind of hard to say I'm making you. No, clearly, people, you make yourself look however you want because of your actions, the way you talk. I'm very cautious of how I respond to messages because so many people take it wrong, or they take it the way they is, how they want to. I guess that's kind of the same thing. But it's like, if you take it however you want, then is it me or is it you already have the thought? Well, anyways, this is not what I'm doing the video on. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a roundabout what's been going on. You know, I considered stopping. I really did, and a few people's been reaching out to me and asking where I've been, what's going on, and and it's consistent that they're doing it, and it just touched my heart. I got a long email a while back from a person was commenting on Darlene's testimony and going through and saying, man, it's intense. Yeah, what's even more intense, that we cross the same paths. Stuff I would tell her, she goes, oh my gosh, I remember that, having to bring our animals and stuff in. Well, yeah, because guys like me were out there on the streets just throwing them in not suitcases, pillowcases, and taking them home. I'm not proud of it, people. I'm just saying. So many people. That Randy K video, the person on there calling me a liar. I'm like, liar? I said, you have no idea. You don't know me. You don't know nothing about me. Said I was reading scripts, thinking in my head, going, first of all, on this phone, I don't know where to look. If I look over here, it kind of drives me crazy. But if I'm looking over here, I imagine my eyes are probably pretty much in the middle. If I sit in the middle of the phone, then all of a sudden I tend to go over this way. So instead of trying to explain all that to somebody that just wants to rip you up down one side and down the next, my thing is that all you do in life is go on there and try because think about it. You think about someone that's honestly doing this. See, this drives me crazy right now because I can see myself. That's the thing of it is. So when I start doing like this or something like that, or the light, that's why I'm knowing what it is, because I can see it. I'm sure if anybody's ever done like a Zoom call or anything like that, you know what I'm talking about. So naturally, I'm not reading the script. I don't know why my eyes tend to goes to the right of this screen. If I'm looking at it, it goes to my right. If I'm sitting there, I guess it would be my left. That doesn't give you 5 seconds to think about something. Going, what the hell is he talking about? Well, think about it. If you're looking at me, I would be looking to my left. If I'm looking at it, I'm looking to my right. But if I look over here now, it's my eyes there. I don't know because I can't turn my eyes in a different direction. But anyways, no, I'm not reading the script. No, this stuff's been engraved in my head. Like, that's why I can use the things in life going, what you see in a movie, if you look at the time and it says 120 minutes, well, you should be grateful because you can walk out of the movie theater. But how many of you seen a bad movie or a scary movie that frightens you for a couple weeks? You were looking under the bed, looking in the closets real slow, or or something like that. How many of you been through a haunted house and you could be through the haunted house 4 or 5 times and know where everything pops out and you're still scared? Because it's the brain. You psych yourself out before you even get through it. You're already pumping yourself up. Or how about the fact if you ever walked through a haunted house and you felt like you'd just been ripped off because it was the most worthless time and waste of money that you have ever spent, and you wish that you could take it back. It's a concept. It doesn't really matter what we do or what we don't do. It's where we are in life. Are we walking that life with Christ? I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about this. I mean, honestly, I've been thinking about my life. I've been thinking about where I'm at with life. And, I'm sure some of you know that I was chosen, for this OCC chopper bike thing. And, at first I'm thinking, right. you got to rank out of all the people in your group, whatever the group is, and it was quite a bit of people, and it was like you got to rank 20. Well, it ended Thursday, and then you found out today if you went into the next round, which now you got to rank top 15. Well, I've been between 2 and 6. Well, I ranked out in the 20 at rank 6. So 6 people out of 20 in our group, probably the states groups together, I guess. That's a long shot. So I'm still in it, and I'm excited. And I know I'm not on here to get you to vote. If you want to vote, please do. I mean, this would be one thing I probably wouldn't tell you. And I thought about it. Is this a worldly thing, or is it just, a flesh desire or something? Because riding bikes and loving that open feeling and just go. There's nothing better than going down the road and having that open wind and that connection. But it doesn't really matter. Am I going to be let down? Maybe a little. I mean, it would be nice. I watch OCC. I've seen every season of OCC, even the junior versus senior, or senior versus junior. Even through all those, I've seen it. And it's I got their little model bikes and stuff. I used to have a lot of them, but well, I'm not even going to go down that pathway. But either way, it's okay to dream. It's okay to have wishes about things that we just have the right ones. I know some of you. I've seen the comments. Yep, Nelson, I think that's very worldly. I can't believe you're doing something like that. Well, I'm a firm believer of this. I guess if God didn't want me to do it, I pray every day, God, to the Father, saying, "Don't let me do anything that is not of your purpose or plan." I didn't get chosen for it. I didn't apply for it. It just came to my phone. Could be the devil. I don't know. But nothing wrong with going to build a chopper, I guess. Maybe. If I idolize it. I'm not going to idolize it. Because one of the things on there, if you had to bring two themes into this, what would you do? Jesus and Star Wars. I even pictured this breather on the side of R2-D2. Put him up on the side where the air filters and stuff is. I don't know. I'm actually visualizing this stuff in there. And I think that's what's going to be the hard part about it is do I know it's a long shot? Yeah. I mean, from going to second place to sixth place, yeah, because then you got to go through the next group and then you got to rank in the top 10. Well, if I stay in the top 6, I'm good for this 6 weeks, good for the next 6 weeks. But then it goes to you got to rank the number. You got to rank in the 5th. Well, if I can get back in the 3rd or 4th, I'm guaranteed. But the problem is getting through the next part of it. You would have to at least rank. I would imagine probably first place to go to that final. It's kind of out of your control, It's not like other than the family I got here, I don't really know a whole lot of people that I still talk to. So, anyways, thank y'all for voting for me. Thank you guys for being here on this channel and just continuing on with me. To answer one person's comment, yes, I believe Darlene will probably be in a lot more videos. I don't necessarily mean I have to sit through on the videos. It's not about me, people. I've said it before. This is your guys' channel too. If you want to comment on comments, you want to comment on somebody else's comment, but we should be able to accept it. Yeah, I didn't get a lot of time to go on there and answer a lot of people's comments, but I'm sorry for that. You know, I have read a lot of them. Uh, my faithful hate fans, they're still there. I don't know what else to call it. It's like, wow, you either way, I don't know. But anyways, guys, I don't like that either. Anyways, guys, and I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. Honestly, I'm not. It's been interesting. Some of you know I went down to South Dakota, and I got snowed in. Came out of there, followed a couple other Crete drivers. They were going southbound to go back up northbound. They were heading to Indiana. I was heading to um, Ohio or Pennsylvania myself. I don't know where I was taking that load to, but and then all Hades broke out. It was like they were going to charge me $2,000 to saying out of route miles. And we got into it about the truck and everything else, and they pretty much blamed me for everything. It was my fault. And I'm like, you guys are taking blame for nothing. I know what the manager said. I know what this person said, and you guys ain't owning up to nothing because he's denying it. Well, this has happened one too many times to me. It's like the managers want to kind of take the easy street out because they don't want to be in trouble. Their job is more important than your job because there'll be another monkey holding that steering wheel. Matter of fact, I think I seen my truck today. As a matter of fact, I didn't really get a chance to look at the number on it, but it looked like it. I know. Crete truck's a Crete truck. The blue one is a blue one. But the way the driver's antenna was, that's what caught my because at Kenworth they have the antennas on the mirrors, kind of like this Volvo I'm in now. So I had a meeting with my boss, the manager there at the Columbus terminal, and with another person, and just plain rude. I mean, just disrespectful. And then I talked to another guy that lies so freaking bad, it's not even funny. And granted, Darlene's sitting there. I mean, the conversation could be heard. And he's like screaming at me, "Why are you yelling at me?" Well, I'm like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, I even asked Darlene, I said, "Was I yelling at this guy?" And it's like, when he starts screaming and carrying on, I've just had enough, And so now I'm at a different trucking company, and number 7,695 on the trucking field. No, just exaggerating, but it feels like it. And the orientation was kind of laid back, and this is my first week back driving, and I don't know, man. I mean, that's like I've been praying for the last 3 days, really strong, thinking, Lord, I believe this was from you to come here. Why would you leave me here if this place it's like deja vu? I mean, it's like, what in the world? The exact same things that I told them from the beginning. This is what I don't want to get back into. And here I am, Friday, can't get home. Same song and dance. Sometimes I feel like that. Did you ever see the Rocky movie when he goes in there and Paulie's at the meat place and Rocky goes in there and starts punching the freaking side of beef? That's how I feel sometimes. I imagine by now they're probably at home, probably having dinner with their family, and enjoying life. But positive note is, this is what I keep telling myself. Lord, I know you got a purpose, plan, and a reason for everything. And Father, I don't want to ever detour your sight over mine. I want to lean on your understanding and not my own. Anyways, let's dig into this. So we know we've been hearing about the wars. We've been hearing about Ukraine. We've been hearing about China and Russia and big bad wolves, and everybody's going to do this. And, the last couple days coming out of Tennessee, all I've been seeing is military. I mean, them big trucks that's got the tarp over it, looks like a building tent. I don't know what they're called, but anyways, the people sit in the back of them on benches. And I know there's people in there because I seen the thing was rolled up so they can look out. And I mean, we're talking about 3 or 4 of them just in one convoy. Where are they going? And this is up here in Ohio. No, I'm sorry, Indiana. I'm in Indiana. No. Yes, Indiana. It's been a long couple days, I'm telling you people. Yeah, I'm actually in Indiana. Picking up a load that's going to Ohio that was supposed to get me home today so I can deliver it on Monday. But now I'm going to go home tomorrow and have to come back out early Monday morning to get this load to where it needs to go. See, I'm not a big person on 34s. A 34-hour restart, it's mean you're home for 34 hours and you go back out for a whole entire week, and they just keep pounding you before you know it. You're getting home at 1, 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, and your whole day's gone, and then you go to sleep, you wake up, you have Sunday, and then you got to get back up crack of dawn Sunday. Well, dang, you don't get a chance to rest, you don't get a chance to do anything. And when we go to church on Sunday, it's like there's getting ready in the morning because I like to talk. We have coffee and stuff, and I bother her and hide her makeup and hide her shoes and put her clothes in the other closets. But anyways, it's done. Time you get home, time you get something to eat. You got a couple of hours to sit back and finally relax. But you look in the summertime, you're mowing grass. You go into the store, you're doing all these things, and it's stuff needs fixed. I got a car that I'm still trying to figure out what the heck happened to that thing. But when you get time, it's like this is what At this point, I feel like I'm OTR again. Exactly. I mean, we just had this meeting on Tuesday afternoon, people. Tuesday afternoon, I sat in orientation, and I sat there and explained to them what I didn't want to do, and here they are, 2 days later, pounding me and doing the same thing that I told them I don't want to do. It's kind of crazy. What does that have to do with the Russians? I don't know. What's that have to do with China? I don't know. How many of you are probably going to give a thumbs down on this? A lot of you. Listen. There's bad times coming, people. There truly is. There's a lot of bad events that's getting ready to take place. And we have to be ready. We're watching signs unfold before our eyes quicker and quicker. The Lord spoke to me a while back about the food shortages, about the poisoning of the waters and stuff. Even well water wouldn't be safe. Look at the trains derailing all over the place, and what are they hauling? Poisonous stuff, whether it's fuel, whether it's poison, whatever it is. Then you hear about that factory, the thousands of gallons of toxic crap being dumped into the water source. Dude, come on, can we really sit and think that this is all coincidence? This stuff is planned. Same thing with the government. Taxes. You ever realize how much taxes we really actually pay? I'm telling you, it's sick. It's sick and beyond sick how much taxes we actually pay. Just saying. So, you just keep looking at life and go, where are we at with it? What are we going to do with it? You can't fear, is where I'm going with this. No matter how hard it's going to get, you can't not go into fear. You must trust God. You must trust Jesus. You must trust them now more than ever. And if you can't do it alone, then you need to start praying if they give you the strength and the courage to get through it. I still believe there's going to be people taken up out of this earth before the rapture comes. And I'm telling you, I've seen these visions. I've seen New York. I've seen that flood. I went through the whole entire storyline, and I sat there and I told Darlene every bit of it. And if some of you think back, remember the time I was talking about the red car and being trapped under the water, and I'm pulling the lady out. We got in the building, and that's when I was asking about fire hoses, and I believe it was Tracy that said your husband said, yeah, there is fire hoses in there. Well, the weird thing about it is, in this other dream, this vision, because, I can't really say a dream, I have to say vision, because I can touch stuff in these visions. In dreams, I can't really do it. The weird thing of it is that the fact that those fire hoses, asking that simple question, I don't know why I asked that question, it wasn't important. Because I didn't even look to see if there was fire hoses in there. But in this vision, I used those fire hoses to escape. And to save people. It was crazy. But guess what? I went west. Eden, North Dakota is what I seen. I seen North Dakota sign, but then I seen the city Eden. Now, I think I might have talked about this on a video. I know some of you might say, well, Nelson, you're a truck driver, you've been all over. But I don't ever remember no Eden, North Dakota. I don't know why I keep saying North Carolina. Something about the north part of things. North Carolina, North Dakota. I went to say North Carolina the other day and actually said North Dakota again. The weird part is, now I do know a certain truck stop there. I don't know the name of it, but I know how to get to it. That's the one I told you when I was walking out. If you go back on some of these videos where I was talking about walking out into the desert, and it dawned on me, hey, Einstein, it's getting dark. You don't have a flashlight, and you got to walk back. If you kick a rock, what if there's a scorpion? What if there's a rattlesnake? What if there's a poisonous snake? So I took off and went back. But I was doing a 34 out there. So the next morning I got up bright and early, and I waited till the sun came up, and I took off walking. I took some water and stuff with me and backpacked myself out there, and found some interesting caves. And yeah, I do believe that's where I would head if I'm left here. I'm gonna live in a cave like a big old grizzly bear. I got the big part right. I'm a big bear. Not like a big bear, I'm the big part, Never mind. But, do I want to go home? Yes. It's so exhausting when I hear people, well, I want to go to heaven, but not until I do this. Really? Again, I did a video in the earlier stages of YouTube to putting this stuff on there. Isn't it ironic how we will pack about a month? People will start laying stuff out and going over their clothes they want to take and going and looking. Some people, I know a lady that went and got a new bathing suit. I said, didn't you just buy a new bathing suit on your last journey a couple months ago? Because she was a manager, so she had a few weeks vacation. She goes, yeah, but this is a totally different vacation. So, this shirt I got on, I wore it a month ago. I probably shouldn't wear it then, right? Because that was a month ago. I'm not making fun of people, but I'm just saying, there's a reason why I'm telling you this. You will pack a bag. You will pull the stuff out. You'll make sure you got phone chargers. You will make sure you got traveling checks. You make sure you got your credit cards, whatever the heck however you're paying for the stuff. You're making sure this is all stuff and ready. You got your bags packed. You got your idea of what you're going to do because you've been thinking about it. well, we want to go to gift shops. We want to go, let's just say Florida. You know, maybe you're going to Disney. I'm going to go to Disney. I'm going to go see this exhibit. I'm going to go see that. I'm going to go to the Ripley's place. Going to go to Titanic show that they got down there, which is pretty cool. I can honestly say they do have this like iceberg looking thing in there. If you supposedly you touch it, your hands get real cold and it can like give you like a kind of like a burn or something on it, like dry ice type deal. I stood there with my hands on that, and that guy just looked at me, shaking his head. I don't know. Could I have survived? Oh yeah. Because let me tell you right now, that dang on thing is going down. You know how many doors the Titanic had? Think about them swinging doors. Think about it. You don't think that thing would float? Oh man, I would have been busting chairs open. I would have been making my own paddles. And I'm telling you, look at all them clothes. They had clothes on top of clothes. Shoes, socks. People had all this stuff. And they let it go down in the Titanic? Oh, no, no, no. Man, I would have been throwing that. I would have been running to the kitchen, getting trash bags, and just dumping that stuff in trash bags, tying it up, throwing it in another bag, tying it up, throwing it in another bag, because I wanted to make sure that stuff ain't getting wet. And I'd be getting some rope, getting whatever I could find, duct tape, whatever was on that boat, that I could strap that stuff down to that door, and I'd be like sled riding right off the Titanic into the water. I'd be like, somebody give me a whistle. I'd blow the crap out of that whistle all the way. I would have loaded up bottles of water, whatever the heck I could have found. Well, they didn't have bottles of water back then, did they? Well, whatever, I would have stored that thing in something. They had milk jugs or something. I would have dumped water in that and kept myself afloat. I would have put food in bags. That's why I'm going to North Dakota, people. It gets too bad, you come find me, okay? I'll be the one looking like caveman coming out of the caves. I don't know. Can't fear it. Our goal is to live for God and be in His image. To walk as Jesus did on this earth. That's our purpose. We know what the government's doing. It's not a secret. They're just corrupted, wicked people. But it's going to bring Christ. So, are you ready to pack for Him? Are you ready to have your body examined? Well, I think you need to start asking. I think you need to start asking Him to examine your life. Are you ready? Don't let a simple vacation or a simple thing that you're going to do over a weekend, maybe a month from now. Myself, we got a thing here in, it's called the Hartville Flea Market. My wife calls it a bunch of junk, rusted junk, that people overcharge you for it. Maybe it is, but it's funny. It's a lot of fun walking around there, and some of the stuff that goes out there. I'm always looking for the vintage toys, like the Star Wars stuff and Battlestar Galactica and stuff like that. And I felt bad one time. This guy was selling this stuff for like $1 a piece, and he had the vintage Star Wars stuff. Some of them still in the packages, and they haven't been punched. What it means is, if you ever look at back at the cards, the card is the thing that the action figure was on, and that bubble piece, the plastic piece, went over top of them. Well, that card, where that little punch out piece is at the top, where they slide it on the hooks, so you can pull it off to look at it and put it back on the hook. Well, those are called, if they had that little punch piece in there, they're not punched. today that stuff's worth more money. It's not about the money. I mean, this guy was selling this stuff for like $1 a piece, even used ones. But he had the weapons and everything. Some of them were pretty scratched, and some of them he just had in like a box with a bunch of action figures and stuff in there, and he was selling them for $0.25 a piece. Or you could make an offer, he'd sell you like, I think there was like 10. He'd sell you 10 for $2 or something. And I'm like, and some of them wasn't really because they were beat up pretty bad, but some of them were nice shape. It's like, wow. But I ended up telling him, I said, listen, man, you can get more off eBay than what you're selling this stuff for. You do realize that, right? Somebody's going to come by and buy all this stuff and just slap it right on eBay. And he said he had a big box of miscellaneous stuff with ships and everything in it, and still in boxes, because they were his son's, but his son stopped playing with them, and he would just put stuff back in the box when he was done. We're talking the original Millennium Falcon, everything worked and everything in it. I have one of the original ones. My sister got it for me for my birthday. It's in my garage on the top, on one of my top shelves. Darlene got me a little miniature. Actually, I think she bought me like 2 Millennium Falcons, Imperial Fighter, and 2 ships from the newer Star Wars series. I know for Christmas she got me. Anyway, I can sit here and try to remember all this stuff, but 3 things, people. Our sources, which is water, gas, electric, food, transportation. I've been speaking it for months. If you live in Florida, you're in big trouble. California's kind of the same way. Texas, you're kind of in the same way too, because you're not going to be able to fly out of Texas. You're either going by water, good luck, or you're going to try to get out through Mexico, good luck. There's going to be no escaping. You got your middle states that you got to, it's eventually they can section all that off too, but it's a heck of a lot harder to block a bunch of different areas. If you know the woods good enough or whatever, the mountains, you probably could escape and go to a different state. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on with Canada, a lot of stuff going on with China. We're involved with a lot of this stuff. These spy balloons, watching the left hand instead of paying attention what the right hand's doing. So I don't know. I think sometimes we get so distracted by what's going on in life that we're not really focused on Jesus. We're not focused on the return. We're not focused on what He's doing in our lives. We're not grateful for what we have. Not my words, people. This is the stuff He's just been telling me. In the same token, He tells us, Darlene spoke this. I heard somebody else speak it. He spoke it to me a few months ago. It's been a while since he said to me, he thanked me for coming and being in prayer with him. Thanked me? Who is he to thank me? I should be thanking him. I don't know. So, I am going to do the God's timing. So the next video after this, you're going to see God's timing. The video after that, I'm going to go more on the transformation from hell into heaven. I've been getting a lot of requests to go more in detail, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to probably wrap up the heaven ordeal for Easter. I was supposed to go on and do another podcast can't think of the name of the podcast now. I just did one with her about a month ago, I think it was. Her name's Eden Hill. I want to say Patriot something, but I know that's not it either. Anyways, just look up Eden Hill, and if you haven't come across it yet, I know she just said she got a YouTube back up. We did a podcast not too long ago, so it's pretty interesting. A lot of stuff I'm sure you guys already heard because I talked about a lot of stuff that I've already talked about here. But sometimes I think it's good to refresh our minds and stuff, to reconnect. I know I'm going to go into more detail on the coming events, and a lot of it. Holy moly! It always. When I start hearing them horns blow and I see somebody backing up, it's a bad freaking feeling. Been hit too many times. But anyways, I don't even know what I was talking about now. It's kind of all over the place. Kind of just trying to get back in the groove a little bit too. So just bear with me, guys. Okay. It's kind of like the earlier days. I got a lot in my mind that I just want to share with you guys. If that's okay. As always, give me your thoughts and comments. But when I do get home, I don't know about this weekend, but I'm gonna look up the name today. But I'm gonna do those buckets. It's been on my mind for a while. I'll kind of show you my thoughts on it. We were at Harbor Freight again. I'm not being sponsored by anybody, but we were at Harbor Freight and I bought one of those striker things. Actually, Darlene's the one pulled it up. And when she pulled it up, it's kind of stuff like that. It's not normal for her to do stuff like that. But you know what the most incredible thing is? She actually doesn't mind going to the Home Depot with me, or going to Lowe's with me, or going in, like Harbor Freight. And I'm like a kid, It's like going into the toy store. She doesn't. I know she doesn't really care for it. But she will go down the car aisle and watch me pick up stuff and never says a word. Kind of like I don't hesitate to go into the women's clothing or the pajama aisle or the shoes stores and stuff. And it doesn't bother me. I'm okay with my manhood, I guess. I go shopping a lot for clothes, for shoes and anything. She just takes them back and gets different ones. But she runs a lot, so I wanted to get her some running shoes, and the lady's like, "Well, I said, "Which ones you recommend?" She goes, "I recommend this one and this one." I said, "Good, give me both of them." She just looked at me. It's buy one get one 50% off. So how can you go wrong? So she exchanged the one for another pair that she liked better. And okay, well, I understand the running thing. You gotta have comfortable shoes. And, she was always buying stuff at, like, off of eBay or something, whatever it was, and Craigslist stuff, buying stuff there, and Goodwill stores, flea markets, whatever. And I'm thinking, there's nothing wrong with it, but once in a while I just want to get her something better, the Bible says when you're grateful for, when you have least of something and you do great with it, He's going to give you more later on. You just got to be patient. We all going to be millionaires? Yeah, one day when we get to heaven. This long battle will be worth it. So anyways, that's where I'm at. So the next, I would say probably next, depending on how deep I go into a couple of them, Probably the next 5 or 6 videos, easy, is going to be a lot of information. And one of them is just basically the buckets and what I've been talking about, like that. You know, that one. And I do apologize. I really do apologize that I haven't done it yet for you, and I'm very sorry. I mean, but there's been a lot going on, and you know, so please accept my apology, and I'll get it uploaded as soon as possible. Matter of fact, when I get in, probably tomorrow night. I don't know what time I'm going to get in tomorrow. Now they still haven't even called me to tell me my load's ready. I could have been at least almost there. If anything, I would have been like 45 minutes off. And if I would have got close enough to some of the truck stops close by the house, I could have just stayed there. But it always goes like this. Is how it goes. I mean, this job it takes a lot out of you, and it just makes me appreciate the Lord even more, I guess. So, thank you guys. It's been a heck of a journey, I can tell you that. The fight's not over yet. We got to keep going. Thank you guys for your wonderful comments. Thank you for reaching out and seeing how we are and if we're okay. And thank you for watching Darlene's video and commenting on it. Amazing, some of the stuff she went through. I look at life a lot different. But Brandon, I'm definitely going to get a hold of you, brother, because I know you said you would like to do Zoom, and you even said it was okay to put it on YouTube. You are a brave man, very brave. I hope you're doing well, man. I really are. Actually, I hope it, for all of you. I've been in a lot of prayer for you guys and your family, and Demi, I don't know if your house sold yet or not. I don't even know if you're even still watching these videos, but I'm hoping your house sold, and I'm hoping you guys are doing okay, and life's treating you good, and you're picking back up those pieces and starting over, and just be strong. Just trust on the Lord. He'll get you through it. That's the only faith and trust that we can truly have in life. It's the only trust that we can have, that it will never fail us. Man fails us. God never has. So that being said, I'm going to finish off this video. I love you guys. Examine yourselves. Have God examine you. Have the Lord mold and sculpt you and continue to make you ready. And ask for this, for Him to bring anything to surface. Keep an eye out what's going on. Don't let it strike you all at once, okay? But don't fear it. If you don't know it's happening, you're never gonna fear it, now are you? So sometimes we gotta turn those news things off, the YouTube things off. Sometimes we gotta stop looking out our windows. And I know it's hard to do. But as always, till the next one. Bye, guys.